Did you know that you can use Unify to create an AI agent that sees whether a company has a certain compliance badge? For example, is the company GDPR compliant? Let me show you how you can set this up in 5 minutes. Welcome back to another episode of Outbound Plays, where in each video, I walk you through one creative outbound idea and how to completely automate it from start to finish. In this video, we're going to build an AI agent that scans your territory to see if an account is GDPR compliant and then automate outbounding to them based on whether they are or not. The tool that we're going to be using for this end-to-end flow is Unify. Unify is an all-in-one go-to-market automation platform. This is where we're going to define what we need the AI agent to do when it's scanning our territory, the persona, the messaging that we'll reach out to them with, and then automate end-to-end in an entire play. Let's log in and start to create our AI agent. On the left-hand side, navigate to the Agents tab. Click New Agent in the upper right-hand corner, and let's give this agent a name. I like to name my agents questions so that when I refer to them in my play or my workflow, it's really clear what the agent is doing. For this example, we want the agent to answer the question, is the company GDPR compliant? We're going to run this question on a company record type and enter the required question here. In this section, I'm going to give the agent some guidance saying, look up the company online and determine whether or not it's GDPR compliant. And the question it needs to answer is the company GDPR compliant? Return true or false. This is our entire agent, so let's run it on an example company to see how it's working. The agent finished running, and when we take a look at the results here, we can see how it's reflecting and answering the question. It's going to search the internet, look up the company online, look at the website, see if there are particular badges or references to answer the question. And finally, it's going to return a response. And this looks like it's returning true, and it's citing its sources here, which is great. So this agent is working as expected, so we can click Create. And let's say that I'm selling a solution that helps companies with GDPR compliance, and that I need to sell it to heads of data. And I want to be able to define that head of data persona so that I can route them in my sequencer. So the next step here is to create our heads of data persona and a head of data sequence. To create our persona, click on the Personas tab in the left-hand side, New Persona, and give this persona a name. Include the right title here in the Includes section, and as you press Enter, Unify will automatically generate titles that are similar that you might want to include. We can click on the titles that look good to us, and let's just say these are all really great titles for us. Click Add Selected. If we wanted to, we could also exclude titles here and then click Create Persona. The final step before putting this all together in a play is we'll want to create a basic sequence, which is the messaging that we'll use to reach out to our heads of data. I've created the sequence already. Let's go ahead and tie everything together and create our first play. Click Plays on the left-hand side and click Create New Play. Let's create this play from scratch. A play is a workflow automation or a series of steps that we want to run automatically. Let's call this play Head of Data GDPR Compliance Play. And the first thing we need to do is define our trigger, or the event that fires off the play. For now, let's say we want this to run on my territory. So I'm going to click When Record Enters an Audience, and I'm going to pull up my territory here. The next thing I'll want is my AI agent that I just defined to go through all of the accounts in my territory and do that lookup and see if they are GDPR compliant. Select Agent and pull up my agent. Let's say if the company is not, that this marks them as qualified. And so if this returns false, then this marks the company as qualified. And we're going to reach out to them and show them our solution. Now, for the companies that are qualified, we'll want to prospect into them for the right heads of data. To do this, we're going to use our prospecting node. Let's connect our prospecting node to this qualified node and then specify that we want this node to find 3 people at the company with the head of data titles. After the prospecting node goes through all of the companies that are qualified and finds 3 people, we will want to take those people and route them one by one into the right sequence. To do this, we need to connect this prospecting node to a loop block, and then inside the loop block, we'll connect the sequencing node. Here, we want to route our heads of data through this mailbox to our heads of data sequence. And that's it. In just a few minutes, we were able to define an AI agent that looks at every single company in our territory, determines whether it's GDPR compliant or not. If not, we mark those companies as qualified, automatically prospect for the right heads of data titles and then route them one by one into a sequence. I hope this video was helpful and that it gave you an idea for how to use an AI agent to automate the qualification process. As you can imagine, this not only works for an example of GDPR compliance, but if there are relevant compliance, security, or data certifications in your industry, you can use this play as well to automate outbounding and reaching out to your prospects much faster. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around for the next video in the AI Agent Outbound series. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.